Welcome to this midweek word staff update. On Thursday of last week, you heard in a special newsletter bulletin that went out that we have some staff transitions taking place. And you're going to hear from all three of those staff members. I'm actually recording in my office today to signify the transition's happening. My bookcases aren't full, I don't have a desk anymore. And we're preparing for this space to become Angela's office. And so in May, this will no longer be my office, but Angela's, as she shifts in to minister to students, families, and congregational life. And as I mentioned on Sunday at the end of worship, David is now in his office, which is the music library. So you can go and find him there in the music corner of our building. And then in his former office is Bobby Luckel, who is now our office administrator and began his work last Tuesday. Pastor Alice will be staying in her office, not shifting, and will be shifting her roles though. So she'll now oversee communications rather than doing direct communications. And she will be adding faith formation and on-site missions to her job description. So over the course of the coming weeks, months, and even year, there's going to be some moments of transition and leaning in to these new roles. I want to make sure you know that a key change for Pastor Ann is that she will no longer be doing her administrative work. So if you need to schedule a meeting with her, I invite you to reach out to Bobby, who will be helping run her calendar. In addition, she'll be offloading other administrative work that we as pastors and David divided up when we shifted from a pastoral administrative assistant. The administrative work that Pastor Alice was doing is shifting to Bobby as well, and same for me. So Bobby will be learning a great deal in this transition, but so will Angela and Alice. So this is a great practice for patience, clarifying questions, presuming positive intentions, and just allowing some of the bumps and things to come along. In addition to these staff transitions that we have coming, I want to remind you that we also have some really important lay leadership shifts coming up. So on Pentecost, May 19th, we will be approving and voting and discussing our first round of deacons, as well as adjustments to our bylaws. That means that the current church leadership that sit on church council, and committees will be concluding their role in that capacity in May. So for all that to be said, this is a beautiful season of transition. And with transition comes adjustments and moments of uncertainty. And so I invite you to ask questions, read in detail the job description so you know who's doing what and what that looks like. Part of the adjustments in regards to what I'm doing is I am helping train Bobby during this time and oversee that along with other staff. I will be working with Angela in her transitions as she takes some of my responsibilities and adjusts them to her way of leadership. And I'll be doing the same for Pastor Alice when it comes to faith formation and on-site missions. A key thing right now is that weekly communications will be done by me. So if you have a communications request, there is a new form that will be linked in this week's e-news. I invite you to use that, and please have submissions that need to go in that week's newsletter, announcements, or connect section to me by Tuesday. This is a bumped up deadline because we're trying to make sure that the order of worship can be printed on Wednesday afternoons, that we have what we need for announcements, that we have enough buffer time, even for the newsletter to be read by volunteers and have some feedback. So there's adjustments all around. But anytime there's adjustments, there's chances for beautiful ministry to happen, new ways of leaning into things, and that's exactly where we're at. So now you're going to be hearing from Angela, Bobby, and Alice.
Hey Calvary. With my new transition beginning May 16th, my office hours will be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and occasionally added days depending on happenings at Calvary. I will of course be present Sunday mornings for children's events, youth gatherings, and Calvary events. I am looking forward to being more present at Calvary through the week, helping guide children and youth through their individual faith journeys, adding my creativity to events, and supporting and building positive relationships with students and families.
Hi, Calvary. This is Bobby Luckel, your new office administrator here at Calvary Baptist Church. I'm very excited to be on board staff here, and I know there's a lot of change going on, a lot of moving parts. And to start off, I'm going to be assisting with doing the order of worship, getting all of that together. I'm also going to be your point of contact for scheduling appointments with Anne and Alice, and yeah, this is going to be a kind of a learning curve for everybody. So I just appreciate your patience as I'm getting to know this job and learning everything. But as far as uh, getting a hold of me, I do have an email now. I've also got a phone number here, but you can reach me at bluckel, BLUCKEL, at calvarydenver.org. I'm also going to be here in the office Monday through Fridays, primarily Monday through Wednesday, but I live close enough. I'm probably going to be here Thursdays and Fridays as well. Feel free to pop in and say hi. I'm happy to be here as the point of contact, and would love to see your face here, anyways. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I'm very much looking forward to assisting this wonderful pastoral staff in taking some of the burden of the administrative stuff off of them. This church already does so much for this community, and uh, me and my fiance, we call this place home, and I'm so excited to be able to now take some of that off of their plates to be able to allow them to do more of what God has called them to do. So I'm here. I'm happy to be here, and just let me know what I can do to help make things run smoother here. Thanks.
Hi, Calvary. This is Pastor Alice. Just wanted to share a little bit about how my role here at Calvary is changing. The biggest shift you will notice is that I am moving away from my weekly communication duties. Pastor Morgan will be taking those on until she transitions away from pastor here at Calvary on June 2nd. And after that, we will be contracting with her company, Present Nomads, for those weekly communication duties. And why am I shifting away from these? Well, they allowing those to fall off my plate allows me to have more time to pastor, allows me to have more time to do the things that I love to do, build relationships and connect with you all. And it'll help me have more time to fulfill all these other parts of my job description. I still will oversee communications and storytelling in a supervisory way, in a more visionary way, in making sure that we are telling Calvary's story in a creative and engaging way, both in our congregation and to our outside community. But I'm moving away from those weekly tasks. And another big shift that I'm excited about is shifting into faith formation leadership. And Pastor Morgan is training me in this area, and we're shifting into me doing this now as opposed to when I return, because Pastor Morgan is here and can show me the ropes and give me guidance before she transitions out of her role. And so this includes things like supporting our small groups and our church school classes. I'm also supervising Angela in this role, and she will be becoming our minister of students, families, and congregational life. And so I'm very excited to be working with her and just making sure that the faith formation messaging that we give for children, youth, adults remains the same and is centered around our values of us being beloved children of God, God loving us and affirming and welcoming us just as we are. So I'm very excited about that and all those different opportunities. You'll see a lot more of that when I return from leave in August. But things like I Am Calvary, that's something that Morgan has been coordinating, and she'll carry that through. But that's one of our faith formation opportunities, as well as things like Advent and Lenten devotionals, We have our Vacation Bible School that Angela will be coordinating. We have lots of different ways of adult faith formation that can come up with retreats and different sorts of devotionals. Lots of ways that faith formation happens at Calvary, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Also, I will be doing local missions as part of my job description. So this includes Blessings Ministry, Family Promise, and our local mission partners. And if you need a reminder of who those are, you can find that in our financial plan, our budget that was passed in January at the annual meeting. And so just making sure that we're being a good partner with them, that if they need support of some kind, that we are able to give that to them and support them in their mission in our local community. And Pastor Ann will still be doing the congregational and denominational missions, which is wonderful, since missions can be kind of a big category to take on. And another part of my role is membership, and that includes things like member care. So exploring what congregational care teams will look like, and our guest and new member outreach, helping our visitors feel welcome, helping our new members acclimate with things like the Connections class. All of these things I'm very passionate about, helping people connect to our wonderful community. And so all of this is what my job will look like. And I have about a month to go before my leave. That's the plan anyway. But in that time, I'll be connecting with faith formation leaders and our mission leaders here, just making sure that they have what they need throughout the summer, and putting my final pieces of parental leave coverage in place. So I just thank you for your prayers, as this is a time of transition, and we are excited about this, and there's also a little bit of grief as well, just with things changing, but mostly excited. And I thank you for taking this time to hear about how my role will shift, and I look forward to my future with you.
Thanks for hearing directly from the staff that are having additions, expansions, and adjustments. Calvary, thank you for your belief. Thank you for your ways of journeying with us. And as a reminder, this is part of our discernment process. How can we be agile, efficient, and healthy relationships among staff and volunteers and lay leadership? So the shifts to deacons and shifts in our bylaws, shifts to staff are all ways that we are embodying everything that came out of last year's discernment process. So thank you for helping us know the best ways to move forward. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any staff. Big thanks to our Staff Relations Committee, and in particular, our Chair of Staff Relations, Beth Dickinson, as she and Ann worked on these job descriptions and making sure everybody was able to shift and sign offer letters and things like that. So thank you so much to every single person who's making this transition possible. Have a great rest of your week.